How do the 5 A's apply when leading a team? Rosie Jones.
Hello. So, the 5 A's are guidelines for disability inclusion in UK television productions created by the TV Access Project.
Ade Adepitan.
They are anticipate, ask, assess, adjust and advocate.
Ruben Reuter.
But what does that mean when it comes to leading people in a team?
Anticipate.
Jack Thorne.
You should fully expect to work and continue to work with deaf, disabled and neurodivergent talent on a regular basis.
Ali Castle.
So, be proactively inclusive rather than reactively so.
Damon Rose.
Do you set aside time to have general meets with disabled creators, especially those you've never worked with before?
Tanni Grey-Thompson.
Do you put disability inclusion literally on every key meeting and project milestone?
Lisa Hammond.
Do your team regularly attend training provided by reputable suppliers with lived experience of disability?
Natalie Amber.
Maybe you can brush up on legal framework such as the Equality Act of 2010, as well as funding support that is available for disabled talent.
Ask.
Tanya Moti.
You should avoid assuming anything of anybody.
Charlie Phoebe.
So seek to understand the needs, requirements and preferences of all disabled people on an individual basis.
Chris McCausland.
Create a culture where everybody is offered adjustment and support.
Lawrence Clark.
Have you a policy of asking every visitor personally if they have any access or adjustment needs for meeting with them?
Sam Tatlow.
Do you communicate with all recruiters and interviewers during the application and interview process to never ask about health or impairments?
Fats Timbo.
Remember, always ask respectfully and sensitively.
Stu Richards.
And keep your questions open so the disabled person can lead the conversation.
Assess.
Nicola Garda.
You should value self-reflection, being clear and transparent about how accessible you are.
Tanya Moti.
So produce and keep updated an accurate access statement about your organisation, your buildings and your productions.
Natalie Amber.
At every stage, consider the barriers that may currently exist, which team members may not feel comfortable expressing.
Charlie Phoebe.
Do you consider ways to adjust your schedules and spaces to allow disabled people and anyone else to perform to their best?
Caroline O'Neill. Do you ask for feedback from disabled talent about their experience? Sherry Lee Houston.
Think about regularly tracking and reporting your levels of disability inclusion across your organisation.
Adjust.
Kate Lord.
You should promptly and consistently deliver what's needed to ensure the inclusion of deaf, disabled and neurodivergent talent.
Nicole Stevens.
So be open to doing things differently in your ways of working to provide equity.
Lawrence Clark.
Have you nominated a trusted point of contact for disabled talent, known as an access link, who they can liaise with if they have any questions, concerns or observations?
Sarah Misagian Shirazi.
Have you secured funding in advance for any access and adjustments for new joiners before they start?
Dan Edge.
Do you work with trained access coordinators who can assess and oversee the implementation of access and make sure that best practice is consistently followed?
Stu Richards.
Think about it. Adjustments need to cover every part of our professional lives, from training courses and appraisals to wrap parties and networking events.
Advocate.
Ria Lena.
You should set high standards for everyone.
Jay Francis.
So celebrate what disabled talent brings and actually champion.
Bryony Arnold.
Are you looking to work with disabled talent because of the lived experience they bring, not in spite of being disabled?
Jordan Jarrett Bryan.
Do you always challenge assumptions, ignorance, and ableism?
Alan Jadavji.
Make sure you consider the long-term career progression of every disabled person you hire at every level. We don't have enough disabled talent in senior roles.
And remember,
Anticipate.
Ask,
Assess.
adjust.
And advocate.
don't be an excluding Eric.